Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Dougie. Today we're going to do meatloaf. Don't get all panicked, this is so easy, so good, makes a great sandwich. We used to do it in the restaurant with grilled Parmesan sourdough bread, lettuce, tomato, awesome. These are the ingredients we're going to use. I'm going to put everything, I've already prepped them ahead of time, but we'll get you the recipe completely with all the ingredients lined out for you. But roughly, I've got 3 pounds of ground beef. I've got 1 bell pepper already processed. I've got about 6 stalks of celery, 1 onion. We're gonna put a couple tablespoons of fresh ground garlic, 4 eggs to bind this. I've got some ground mushrooms, we'll give you the amount. Couple very important Ritz crackers. They make a huge difference. Cracker Barrel puts them in their recipe. We've got some diced tomato, and we'll season it with Italian seasoning, some seasoned salt, my secret weapon, a tablespoon of horseradish, black pepper, and a little bit of Old Bay. Let me put all this together and we'll talk when I'm done. Okay, I've got all those ingredients in here, all mixed up. I just got to know it very well. My hands are very clean. I wash them when I'm done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna form this, and we're gonna form it on the pan. We're gonna bake it. Parchment paper down just makes the cleanup a breeze, and some spray, non-stick spray always helps. Done. Now we're going to form this together. You don't want air pockets. Don't go as high. The higher you go, the longer you got to cook. The lower you go, you're going to have more heat, even distribution. Okay, I've got the meatloaf formed for tonight, but my parents love my meatloaf, and if they saw this episode and I didn't hook them up, Christmas would be very light. Okay, so we've got 2 meatloafs for them, and I will just cover these with little plastic and foil and put them in the freezer, mark them, date them, and they can pull it out of their freezer, pop it right into the oven after they thawed it. I think I thawed it out the night before, you got it. So we're gonna pop this in the oven at 375 and I'll get back to you. Okay, welcome back. The meatloaf is about done. I just stuck the thermometer in it. I got like 165 in the center. It's done. Total time was about 40 minutes, and I cranked it up to 400 instead of 375. So 40 minutes at 400. It'll vary a little bit depending upon your oven, but let's take a look. Not too bad. Make some great sandwiches. Okay, when this comes out of the oven, you need to let it rest just like a nice piece of meat. 15 minutes, just let it take its time and debrief. Now, I'm going to do the tasting here today because I'm going to start drinking some, and I don't want to be a bad influence on anybody. I'm marrying material. That was good stuff, man.
So I love Dad's meatloaf, so I gotta give it a little taste before we have it for dinner. It's a bit hot. .9.
Hey everybody, one of the best deals about having meatloaf for dinner is having the sandwich the next day. We serve this in the restaurant all day long, but it's a grilled sourdough, garlic, Parmesan crusted bread. Then I did some cheese and lettuce and tomato and the meatloaf. Just heaven. Absolutely heaven. Enjoy. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on this week's episode of Cooking with Dougie. Cheers.